Hello, Capricorn, and welcome to your reading for the weeks of November 26th through December the 9th, 2024. This is a reading if you're Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Moon, Capricorn Rising, or have another significant Capricorn placement in your chart. If you're new to this channel, welcome. It's good to have you. And if you're returning, welcome back. You can check out the link in the description below if you want to book readings with me. Right now, I am actually having a sale on gift cards. I will put a link to that below as well, where you can get $20 off a reading with me, a 30-minute reading with me. And of course, I also offer healing services, coaching services, and other things as well. So you can check out the website below. And also, if you want to join me on Instagram at transition.life.coaching, I do a daily live stream, or like I said, mostly daily. Very occasionally I skip one, but and I do post the archives of those here if you want to watch them here. But if you want to join in on a daily basis and get a daily tarot reading there, you can join us live. Right now I'm doing 7 a.m. Probably as it gets darker, we'll move to 7:30. But it's called Morning Coffee with Breege, so you can follow me there if you would like. Okay, so we are moving into a very slow period. We are moving into Mercury retrograde, which is already happening actually at the time of this reading. I'm recording this at 5 p.m. on the 25th, and Mercury will go retrograde around 9:30 p.m. this evening, roughly 9:30, between 9:30 and 10 Eastern Standard Time. And so you're going to be dealing with the slowdown of communications and of the communication slowdowns, potentially travel delays, not a great time to buy technology or technological things. I mean, it's funny that Mercury retrograde always comes up around the holidays when people are buying gifts, because it is a real pain in the tush to have at this time of year. But we're going to have that. And then as of December the 6th or 7th, we have Mars going retrograde as well. So and of course, Mars is the planet of action, getting things done. And so this seems to be that you might feel like a lot of things are slowing down. On the positive side, since mid-November, Saturn has gone direct. So places where we were held up with regard to that are probably now moving forward. So yeah, December is going to be a kind of hurry up and wait kind of month, I think, for a lot of people. But okay, so we're starting with Murray Hope's Way of Cartouche deck, and I'm going to clarify with a tarot deck, and I'm going to use the Mystical Cats Tarot this week. I didn't bring an Oracle deck down this week. I'd forgotten to do it for Libra, and then I thought, okay, well, we'll go back to Oracle decks next time. For right now, we're just going to do this reading. And yeah, interestingly, just starting off right off the bat, you've got Seth in the third house with the Sphinx card, and this is your house of communications. So this is literally the house of Mercury. So there, for you Capricorn, the message is definitely wait and see. I didn't necessarily see this a lot with other signs that I've been doing this for this 2-week period, but for you, there's definitely a sense that whatever you're hearing right now, wait and see. Don't move forward on things. If there's business deals or contracts, wait. If you're getting communications, it could be delayed communications as well from people. But this is definitely just telling you, like, just be patient right now. This is definitely a time where you want to be patient, because not everything is going to be clear at the moment as to where things are where you're going to end up. I mean, you do have wing disc at the center of your reading, which is fantastic, because that usually means that whatever the delays are, everything will ultimately be fine and be overcome. So yeah, a little patience is going to be required right now. Similarly, you have Nephthys in the 11th house, which indicates that there's kind of it's almost like hopes and wishes are coming, but there's kind of a not yetness to this. Also in the house of friendship here, this can also indicate that you are maybe hanging back a little bit, maybe wanting a little time to yourself. That is definitely a thing. There definitely seems to be messages coming in from spirit, because you have air in your 8th house. And when that shows up there, this is usually indicating that we are, certainly our spirit guides are trying to contact us, if others are not. But you also have Urias in the 12th house. So you may be concerned about, what's coming that's unseen. Urias has to do with curveballs, unexpected things, hidden enemies, and so forth. So it is showing up in the 12th house, but Urias also means overcoming hidden enemies. So if there's any kind of situation where you feel that you're not clear, that maybe people are not that there's some situation where maybe somebody's not being as honest with you or upfront with you, or maybe doesn't have your best interests, this definitely seems to indicate that you will sniff that out in advance. Now, here's the really shocking part. Those of you who are looking for love, you have the twins in the 5th house and you have the Ankh in the 7th. So for some of you, there's definitely a new love affair coming. I mean, with Capricorn, there's just no other way to look at this. This is definitely showing new love here. And yeah, because twins this is in the house of love affairs. And Ankh, which is the other card of love that we have in Cartouche, is in the house of relationships. So hard to read that any other way. For people who are already married, maybe this is going to be a new spark to your marriage. Could be something like that. But we are going to clarify with tarot. I just wanted to kind of take a quick look at Cartouche before I actually jumped into it. Could be some challenges with regard to home and family. You do have Pyramid here. So I don't know if you're working on things in the home, maybe if you're renovating, rebuilding, redecorating, decluttering. You might be doing a lot of different stuff. Maybe you're even planning a move. Or this could just have to do with family matters. I mean, we are coming upon the American Thanksgiving. So some people, there's family get-togethers and stuff, and maybe there's going to be some tension here. One possibility here with Seth in the 3rd house is that this could be sibling relationships that are, kind of tense. But again, there's this sense of remaining passive and not saying anything. So if you are confronted with somebody who you think is being passive-aggressive, hostile, trying to throw the gauntlet down and make an attack, your best bet is to just ignore it and say nothing right now. Because, yeah, this is just kind of the conditions of the time they're testing you. But again, this feels specifically like a family or potentially a mother thing. Okay, in terms of job and career, you have water. So for some of you, you could be changing jobs. This is also the house of health. So for some of you, this may indicate that, this is a good season with everything drying out to stay hydrated, to drink more water. There's also a go with the flow vibe here. So things that you've been worried about, it's best to just go along with your feelings, see where things go. In terms of career, you have Osiris here in the 10th house. So this is Sagittarius energy. This indicates leadership, stability, you being in a position to make good judgments, but it can also indicate a stable situation. So it seems like you are establishing yourself in terms of either a career or what it is that you want to give back to the world. For some of you, again, there could be a strong element of a father figure being part of the equation in this next couple of weeks. And you have Thoth actually in the 9th house. So some of you may be going back to school because Thoth is definitely about higher education, can be about higher spirituality too. And this is also the house of spirituality and faith and things like that. So that's possible for some of you. For some of you too, this could be like an academic writing project or something like that. If you think that, if that does apply to you, there could be something with that. But otherwise, this could indicate 9th house has to do with expanding your horizons. So it could just be that things are going to be happening in a timely fashion, like karmically, things are going to fall into place at the right time. Also, if you have anything legal going on, this can indicate good luck or an auspicious omen as far as legal matters go. So that's just kind of my overview. We do have a couple of things here, so let's clarify with tarot. I've already shuffled these before we got into this reading. Okay, so yeah, I didn't actually discuss your first house. You have Isis here. Isis indicates that you are a person who is being perceived or coming across as compassionate to other people. That, somebody who is empathetic, listening, caring. I mean, there's definitely an energy of that you are exuding to others. For some of you, if you are a mom, there's definite mom energy, especially with the Earth Queen here, which is same as the Queen of Pentacles. So you may be the kind of person that people feel safe and secure with. Of course, there's always a reminder with this that you also make sure you take care of yourself in all of this and not just give the whole store away to other people. Make sure you're also doing self-care. But yeah, this is definitely the idea that you are conveying the image of somebody who is compassionate, caring, and able to share with others. So that seems to be your role right now. And of course, you are an Earth sign with this Earth Queen. So usually we tend to think of this as being more Taurian energy, but definitely Capricorn as well. So yeah, so you may be in a space where you are being compassionate to others, and it reminds you to be compassionate to yourself. Okay, in your house of finances, you have Bastet with the Sky King. So you may be, trying to make decisions about money, You may be looking at just the facts, the cold, hard facts of things. Sky King is definitely a very logical card. It's very decisive. And so, you may be making some very solid decisions about money in an atmosphere of Bastet where, perhaps there is, perhaps with the holidays and things coming up, Bastet has a very festive kind of vibe to it, very social vibe. So you may be just trying to you may be making decisions about the holidays. That's kind of what I feel here. Because not everybody, obviously not everybody celebrates Christmas, but, there's other holidays that come up at this time of year as well. There's Hanukkah, there's Kwanzaa, there's people who just celebrate Yule or the winter solstice, Saturnalia maybe. But whatever it is, there's a sense that you may be being a little bit more, less with the heart with money and maybe more with the head, just trying to make sure that you are doing things in a intelligent financial fashion. Ultimately, though, with Bastet, there's definitely a sense that you don't want to leave the heart out, but also let your intuition balance out your logic here a little bit with regard to money. Okay, so now we've seen this difficulty here. Now you've got this with what they call here the good kitty card, which is actually judgment. So this indicates that there's going to be some kind of a truth. There's going to be some kind of an awakening. The reason for this is that maybe you're going to learn an unpleasant fact, maybe something that has not been shared with you. Now maybe it's all of a sudden the truth is going to come in front of you, and maybe you're going to feel like maybe somebody kept a secret from you with Urias. But whatever's coming here, right now it's telling you to sit back and say nothing, as I said before. But with this card, with the Judgment card, there's definitely a sense that you are going to be able to come to a final decision about something. So whether this has to do with family, whether it has to do with business, because this is the house of self-effort, and if you're self-employed, or whether this is something where you just, this is just a message that's coming in, because this is generally a house of messages. But this is the aspect of Mercury retrograde that lets you revisit and fix something, okay? So there may be a situation that comes back around where, that presents a problem. Maybe a secret's going to be revealed. Right now, it may be telling you not to act. Maybe I would not act until after Mercury retrograde on a lot of things. But whatever it is, it's going to bring you to clarity and to a final decision on something. With regard to, like I said, could be a family situation, could be a work situation, but does not have to be either one of those things. It could just be a message that you receive more generally, and that message is going to be different for different people. In your house of home and family, in addition to Pyramid, you have the Ace of Earth. Okay, so Ace of Earth is Ace of Pentacles. This is about new starts financially. So maybe you are getting ready to move. Maybe you're getting ready to sell your house. Or maybe this has something to do with a family member having to do with something like that. There's some kind of new financial beginning here with this. But Pyramid still says this is something, whatever it is, there's still an element of being tested and an element of time here. So, so I don't know. Maybe you've moved into a new place and you're still trying to figure things out. Or maybe somebody in your family there's something new financial that's going on here. Because this is, if it's not specifically about finances, this can have to do with our sense of security again, our sense of, reestablishing our security in kind of a new place. But again, there's this element of being tested or of having time. So take that as it resonates for you here. Wow, now this is interesting. With this Twins and the Ankh, okay, with the Twins, you've got the Ten of Sky. So now, if I wasn't seeing this the way it was, sometimes this could indicate the end of a relationship or a betrayal. But what I tend to think of is that this is something, because you've got the Seven of Earth over here in your house of Libra. So this is the idea of you've been watching and waiting for something. And I almost feel like there's something here that's coming to an end. So what I'm inclined to think, just looking at the picture holistically, is that something that's been blocking you from someone is going to come to an end. Something that's been blocking you from a particular relationship. Maybe you've been fixated on someone else. Maybe that's the problem over here. Maybe you're going to get news that's going to make you say, okay, never mind. I'm done with that situation. I'm done with that person. And this may open the door to something new for you. That's kind of what I'm inclined to think here. Because the energy here does not feel like, a broken relationship. It feels more like there's maybe an old situation, an old relationship, Maybe it even is connected to a family situation, who knows? But there's something here where, because this is also the house of children and creativity as well, so bear that in mind. But there's something here where there's a partnership that has been held back, and I feel like now whatever's blocking it is going to finally be done, okay? And so in our 7th house here, yeah, you've got the Ankh, which is definitely love, but you have it with the 7 of Earth. So there's the sense that this is something you've been patiently waiting for or thinking, is this worth my time? Okay. And so I feel like whatever this thing is, that feels like maybe it's been blocked or on hold. Like I feel like the blocks are coming to an end here with this card. Because yeah, I'm not getting a feeling of like, oh, you know, this is going to be a busted up relationship. Like what Cartouche is showing is no, not a busted up relationship at all. More like a door opening. So if we go back to your houses connected to career and also to health and also worry, honestly, 6th house has to do with worry as well. Okay, you've got the 5 of Fire with water. So 5 of Fire is a card of, it's basically a card of competition. It's a card of people on the outside kind of meddling, maybe where they're not needed or wanted. There can be also a sense of things that are basically distracting from your focus, okay? So you may be juggling a lot of things, like maybe a lot of people competing for your attention. Maybe there's competition even within a job situation. That's entirely possible. Or maybe you're just stressed out right now, okay? And so this is just basically saying go with the flow, follow your feelings on things. If you go back to the career house, the 10th house, okay, you've got Osiris here with the 5 of Sea or the 5 of Cups. So this seems to indicate that maybe there's been a loss recently with regard to a job. You've got 2 5s. That's interesting. You've got the 5 of Wands and the 5 of Cups. So there's definitely been a change or struggle somewhere with regard to a career situation. But this is just basically, I feel like I'm seeing this energy for a lot of people. I'm going to call this, even though this is considered to be Sagittarius, there's also a strong Aries vibe here. It's like Emperor energy. Like, okay, I know what I'm doing. I have good judgment. I'm taking control of the situation. That's the feeling that I have here. And there is definitely a need to let go of the past or any concerns about the past, because 5 of Cups is where we are grieving loss, but we need to turn around and see what the opportunities are, because we still may be too focused on maybe what's not happening or, what we didn't get. So interesting that we've got 5s in the career sector, and it is showing a shift and change, but ultimately I think it's saying you're going to be fine, but you definitely want to take the reins and, establish your stability here. Because it's interesting too. And again, there could be something here with regard to a family situation as well. This is the house of the father. This is the house of the mother. And I'm seeing some kind of shifts, challenges, and new beginnings. So for some of you, this is going to apply to a family situation as well. So again, that might just be a specific message for somebody, but do take it as it resonates. Okay, so with the 8th house with air, we also have cat magic, which is the magician. So yeah, this is Mercury energy again. This is about manifesting things. And this is about messages coming in about what kind of action it is that you're trying to take. Now the Magician card is number 1 in the deck. So, 0 is the Fool and then 1 is the Magician in the major arcana. So this just seems to indicate that you are the beginnings of trying to manifest something. Sometimes when the Magician shows up, and just because Mercury retrograde, I'm going to mention this, there can be also an aura of manipulation or deception here. So just be careful, whatever messages are coming in. The messages might well be to make sure that you are on the right track for manifesting your goals. But it does feel very much, especially with this Ace of Earth down here, that you are at the beginning of something, that you're trying to reestablish something new here. Now, if we look at the 9th house of Sagittarius, remember I had the Thoth card, which basically embodies a lot of the elements of this house. Legal matters going well, higher education, academic things, academic kind of creations. It can have to do with higher spirituality. And it's interesting because you have it with the 9 of Sky, and this is the 9 of Swords. So it seems to me there's been a lot of worry about something. This can also have to do with trips abroad too, just so you know. But there seems to be something going on here. Maybe you're worried about school or school performance or being able to afford school or something like that. Maybe you've been having a spiritual crisis. That's possible here. Or maybe there's concerns about a long trip or somebody making a long trip. Whatever's going on here, Thoth assures you that everything is happening as it should be in a timely fashion, and that support will come where it's needed in whatever situation. And again, if it's a legal matter you're worried about, then this assures you that that this will come out ultimately in your favor, or at least have an outcome that is good. Okay, that will satisfy you. Okay, so if we go back to this Nephthys, okay, we've got it with the 9 of Earth, or 9 of Pentacles. So it seems to me there's something here about you wanting to have some kind of financial independence. We're seeing the Sky King over here. Maybe you're not satisfied with your financial situation. Maybe you're not where you want to be yet in terms of security. And, it doesn't necessarily always have to be about money, because Pentacles don't always just have to be about money. They can just be about how we feel secure. And so it just may be that, you're seeking this kind of security of some kind, whether it be just security at home, whether it's security with money. There's a strong independent vibe to the 9 of Earth. So this is a sense of not like, oh, I'm waiting for somebody else to solve my financial problems. This is more like I'm going to be financially independent in some way. And Nephthys indicates that we're not quite there yet. But nonetheless, this is a good sign that something is coming. But again, maybe that's connected to this here. Maybe if there's a legal matter where there's money coming in, maybe you're worried because it's not here yet. But this is saying, it'll come in its right time. We also got 2 9s here, so double 9 energy. 9s are something that are nearing completion. 9 could be a time frame for some people. So, take it as it resonates. You might note it and say, okay, something happened in 9 days, weeks, months. But definitely I feel like these 2 things might be connected. Like there's something you're trying to do, but something is not happening, or maybe you're worried that something's not going to happen in the way that you need it to. But whatever it is, it's something that's supposed to establish your independence. Now, if we go back to your rise in the 10th house, we have this with the 10 of Earth, okay, which is the 10 of Pentacles. So I don't know, this seems to indicate something unexpected with regard to family and home. 10 of Earth is definitely about security. It's about financial security, but there's a community vibe to it. So there's a sense that it either has to do with family or with other people's money. I don't know if there's inheritance coming through for some people. That's a possibility. And maybe there's a worry here that, somebody's going to try to cheat you out of something. Maybe that's where, maybe a sibling, that can happen. That might be specific message maybe for somebody. But this 10 of Earth here definitely indicates that there may be unconscious concerns about security and about, or at least, the very least, if not enemies, something taking an unexpected turn that you're not expecting. But overall, like I said, you've got the wing disc, so everything is going to come out okay. And you have it with the Sky Queen, which is the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords indicates that you might be looking at things. I mean, this is definitely showing you as projecting yourself as, sort of the comforting, supportive person here. But you may be feeling a bit cynical. I mean, you're certainly operating from a place of experience. Queen of Sky or Queen of Swords is someone who has seen it and isn't easily taken in by things. But there's also the sense that you may be looking at things from in a very pessimistic way. And this seems to assure you that no matter what's going on here, everything's going to be fine. That's why I tend to think that the issues that we're seeing here, and even the 2 5s, they're just something, they're part of a growth, growing pains, I guess you could say. And like I said, with the retrograde going on right now, maybe with some recent revelations that don't feel quite comfortable, you may be feeling very emotionally cold about something, or maybe feeling, very cynical about where you're going to end up. But this is definitely saying everything is going to come out okay. So I think things right now, we may be feeling more anxious about, outcomes. 9 of Swords kind of sums it up for me, because this is about it's almost like catastrophizing, like, oh, this is what I see in front of me now, and that means this is going to happen, and then this is going to happen, and then there's going to be doom, like where we catastrophize, where we assume the worst outcome. But I think what this is saying is that the worst outcome is not going to happen. So, so I think there's a chance of being a little patient. Again, this retrograde period, understand that communications may be a little messed up. You may not be getting clear information right now about things. So, maybe secrets are going to be revealed. That is another aspect of Mercury retrograde. Maybe past things are going to be corrected. But just hang in there, because you are going to be coming to a place where you're going to be able to overcome all these things. But right now, I think it's kind of telling you to remain focused and remain committed to what your goals are. So hopefully this is helpful, Capricorn. If you did find this reading helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified about future videos, and if you've not subscribed already. And thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.